everybody, I'm Kate Perdoni.
And I'm Michael Gadlin.
Welcome to Arts District from Rocky Mountain PBS.
And welcome to my personal art studio, my creative space.
Oh yeah, we are on location in the Globeville neighborhood of Denver.
And we're so excited to be here.
We are. I'm so excited. Thanks for having us, Michael.
Absolutely.
Up first, a musical social justice movement that began in San Francisco and is now all over the nation.
The Denver Gay Men's Chorus and the Women's Chorus offer a voice to the LGBTQ community.
Along with a safe space and a message of hope. Arts District's Jeffrey Dallet takes us there.
Please welcome the choruses of the Rocky Mountain Arts Association. Passes by, I'm gonna go and taste.
The Rocky Mountain Arts Association is the umbrella nonprofit for the Denver Gay Men's Chorus and the Denver Women's Chorus.
It was started, as many choruses were throughout the United States, from a movement that began in San Francisco on the night that Harvey Milk was assassinated. And that was a domino effect from the San Francisco chorus going around the country to different cities and starting gay men's choruses. And so that was the birth of the Denver Gay Men's Chorus.
Started in 1982. So we're in our 38th year. This is a chance for the GLBTQ community to have a voice and to have a message of hope, of tolerance, of understanding.
I truly believe everybody can sing. Every human being can sing. 1, 2, 3. We all have a connection to our voice. It's really part of our soul. It mirrors how we feel. I'm gonna fit, try it like I never did before. And so I think there's a real connection to your body and to your spirit that is emoted through your voice. There's a freedom in the dark.
I think the importance is the actual singers themselves. They come into the choruses, a lot of them just moving to Denver, not having any friends.
I moved here on a Saturday, and on Sunday I went to my first chorus rehearsal. I knew nobody when I moved here, and I joined the chorus, and now I have all my chorus friends.
The Denver Women's Chorus began as a safe space for primarily lesbian women. The Denver Women's Chorus has remained a strong feminist community. We welcome several trans members.
I'm transgender and my voice is relatively low, and I had a lot of gender dysphoria around my low voice.
The thing is they do need to be able to sing in the range of music that we do, and we use treble music, so that's both alto and soprano.
Those whose voices fill the air. I'd heard stories about choir directors of women's choruses not letting trans women in because their voices were too low. The last thing I wanted was to be rejected because my voice was too low, and to be told that I couldn't be in a women's chorus because I couldn't sing the part. And it was clear in the audition that, I was in. And he was excited to have somebody in the alto 2 section that could help provide some additional volume on some of the low notes. So the opportunity to sing in the Denver Women's Chorus and be valued for the voice that I can add, I'm ready to fight, you push me to fight, is just an amazing gift. It's really made me feel proud of my voice instead of hating it. And it's a fantastic community.
I think that's what makes us different than a lot of community choruses, is that we have a mission to build community through music, understanding, enlightenment, and education. Of course, we're a social justice chorus. Yes, we're going to sing lots of fun songs. We're going to have gay camp. Yes, the gay chorus is going to sing Broadway tunes. But we have a larger purpose, and that larger purpose is to further the cause of social justice for all people.
We get to raise some hell and talk some shit.
We partnered with 22 different choruses throughout the United States to commission this work.
Quiet No More celebrating 50 years of the Stonewall anniversary.
50 years ago in New York City, there was a very well-known gay club called the Stonewall Inn.
If you want to move your body to the groove of a Motown beat, Stonewall is where you go.
And they had been experiencing a lot of police harassment. And they would just do police raids, and they'd arrest a bunch of people and ruin a lot of people's lives.
Move!
And then 50 years ago, on the 28th of June, they said no more. Quiet, no more. They threw bricks, they smashed windows, and there were a series of 5 evenings that these riots continued, and they started to listen.
When I found out about the Quiet No More piece, it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful piece.
New York was, it was life-changing. I'd never been to New York City before, and to be there and sing at Carnegie Hall for my very first trip was, I just don't even have words. It was unbelievable.
Singing in New York was just a dream. I mean, it was hot as hell, but it was just a dream. The entire weekend, no matter what you did, you had that feeling of true acceptance, and it was just so normal and just so freeing and accepting because everybody else was exactly the same as you.
And on the 27th, which was the day before the actual anniversary, we were in Carnegie Hall and we performed it that evening to a sold-out crowd in Carnegie Hall, literally standing room only. The following day, too, which was the actual 50th anniversary, the Denver Gay Men's Chorus had their own solo performance in New York at St. John's Lutheran Church, which is literally steps away from the Stonewall Inn. We sang a concert on Christopher Street, just steps away from it all happened. So that was, in many ways, a lot more emotional for our singers.
My entire family's here tonight. They came up from Rhode Island. My brothers, their kids, my father, his wife. There's 11 of them here. They've never seen me sing. They've never seen me with the chorus, and so now my chosen family gets to meet my actual family, and it's just the most amazing thing in the whole world. So thank you.
There's no words. I don't know that I can express how that felt to be out to be there and know that my whole entire family was coming to see me for the first time perform in a beautiful church and with my brothers and sisters in the chorus. So to be able to sing that to them, with them hearing it and knowing kind of the struggles I had growing up that they didn't know about was amazing.
We live in a world kind of surrounded by music. You hear the sound that the chorus is making, and it's not a sound you could make by yourself. I think it's something very primal we tap into, and doing it in a group especially, it's just very special.
I didn't realize the origin of these choruses has such historical significance.
Yeah, absolutely. I was lucky enough to perform on a bill with the Denver Women's Chorus last year.
And do you remember when you got to hang backstage with the Denver Gay Men's Chorus at the CBCA Economic Impact Breakfast?
How could I forget? That was so rad. If you think these groups are dynamic on the screen, well, they are supercharged in person.
For their upcoming performance schedule or to find out how to get involved, visit rmarts.org.